Ever wondered why, despite the countless self-help books, motivational talks, and wellness programs, achieving lasting happiness seems like chasing a mirage? In a world that's increasingly focused on the pursuit of happiness, we find ourselves surrounded by a thriving industry dedicated to it. Happiness, or our perception of it, has become a commercial commodity, sold in neatly packaged books, talks, and programs. Yet the World Happiness Report paints a different picture. Despite the flourishing industry, long-term success in achieving happiness appears to be quite limited. It's not that these interventions don't work. Quite the contrary. They often do offer short-term benefits. You read a motivational book, attend a wellness retreat, or indulge in a self-care day, and for a moment you feel elevated, happier. But as the days go by, that feeling starts to fade. You find yourself returning to your baseline level of happiness, as if the positive impact of these interventions was just a temporary high. Scientific studies affirm this trend. They suggest that our happiness levels tend to revert to their original state following significant life events, both positive and negative. Win a lottery or lose a job over time, your happiness level will likely return to what it was before the event. It's as if we're on a happiness treadmill, constantly moving but never really getting anywhere. This tendency to return to baseline levels of happiness, known as the hedonic treadmill, is one of the reasons why lasting happiness can feel like a mirage. We chase it, we get closer, but it always seems just out of reach. So, it seems that the journey towards sustained happiness is more complex than it appears, doesn't it? Now, let's take a turn and explore a different path. Could the secret to happiness lie in our social interactions? Indeed, the quest for happiness may not be a solitary journey, but one that is deeply intertwined with our fellow human beings. Sociability and strong social support networks, it seems, play a crucial role in enhancing our well-being. When we feel connected to others, when we share our triumphs and tribulations, we experience a sense of belonging, a feeling that we are part of something bigger than ourselves. This sense of community can uplift us, making us feel happier and more content. Think about it: the laughter shared with a friend, the comfort offered by a loved one during a tough time, the joy of achieving a common goal with colleagues. Aren't these moments often the ones that bring us the most happiness? It's in these shared experiences that we find a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Furthermore, strong social relationships can act as a buffer during stressful times, providing emotional support and helping us navigate through life's challenges. They also offer opportunities for personal growth, allowing us to learn from others and broaden our perspectives. So, while we often focus on individual achievements and personal progress in our pursuit of happiness, it's important to remember that we are inherently social creatures. Our happiness, to a large extent, is linked to our interactions with others. It seems like our relationships and connections play a pivotal role in our happiness quotient, more than we often realize. But what if the direct pursuit of happiness is the very thing that leads us astray? Let's take a moment to unpack this. This idea, often referred to as the paradox of happiness, suggests that the more we chase this elusive state of bliss, the more it seems to dodge our grasp. It's like trying to catch a butterfly. The harder we try, the more it flutters away. This paradox lies in the fact that happiness, unlike other goals, isn't something we can directly achieve. It's not a destination to reach, but rather a byproduct of a meaningful life. It's born out of engaging in activities we love, fostering deep relationships, and finding purpose. Yet when we make it the primary objective, we tend to overlook these elements that naturally bring about joy. Imagine running a marathon with your eyes fixated only on the finish line. You'd miss the scenery, the camaraderie, the thrill of the race itself. The same goes for the pursuit of happiness. When we're too focused on attaining it, we often miss the smaller moments of joy that life offers us every day. Moreover, this relentless pursuit can lead to discontentment. Why? Because happiness is a subjective and fluctuating state. It's not a constant, and that's okay. By setting an unrealistic standard for constant happiness, we set ourselves up for disappointment, which only pushes happiness further away. So what's the takeaway? Well, it's not to stop seeking happiness altogether. Rather, it's about shifting our perspective. It's about understanding that happiness is not a goal to be achieved, but a journey to be experienced. It seems counterintuitive, but the more we chase happiness, the more it may slip through our fingers. So, where does this leave us in our quest for happiness? Well, the key lies in managing our expectations. While the allure of quick fixes and magic formulas can be tempting, it's crucial to understand that true, enduring happiness is not an overnight achievement. The relationship between specific interventions and long-lasting happiness is not as straightforward as it may seem. Consider this. Imagine you're on a hike. You see the peak in the distance, and you're excited to reach the top. But if you're only focused on the destination, you might miss the beauty of the journey. The rustling leaves, the chirping birds, the cool breeze. These are all part of the experience. Similarly, in our pursuit of happiness, it's essential to remember that it's the journey that matters, not just the destination. Happiness is not a static state to be achieved and maintained, but rather an ongoing process of growth and adaptation. It's about learning, evolving, and experiencing. This is not to say that interventions such as mindfulness, gratitude, or positive affirmations are futile. Quite the contrary, these tools can indeed provide a boost, a spark of joy, or a moment of tranquility. But they're not magic keys to eternal bliss. We need a balanced perspective. It's about understanding that life is a mixed bag filled with moments of joy, sorrow, triumph, and defeat. It's about embracing the full spectrum of human emotions and realizing that it's okay not to be happy all the time. It's about recognizing that our pursuit of happiness is not a race against time, but a lifelong journey filled with valuable lessons and experiences. In the end, the pursuit of happiness might be about learning to embrace the journey with all its ups and downs, rather than fixating on a picture-perfect destination.